6 lucky numbers to win big and get rich on July 4th, 2025. Buddhist teachings. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The Buddha. Have you ever felt like luck always passes you by? Like you're ready for change, but nothing clicks? You're not alone. The universe isn't ignoring you, it's preparing you. This July 4th, 2025, something rare is happening, a shift in energy, and with it, 6 powerful numbers, guided by Buddhist insight and universal rhythm. These aren't random. They carry energy, meaning, and potential not just for wealth, but for alignment. In Buddhism, true signs come quietly, through patterns, moments, and numbers that keep returning. These are not coincidences, they are messages. So take a breath, feel your intention, and if this speaks to you, subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom, and comment, "I am ready to receive," and stay with me, because eventually I will reveal the path to unlocking flow, healing, and luck. Let's begin. 1. Number 28. The number 28, at first glance, might appear to be just another digit unassuming, quietly placed between others. But like many things in life, its true meaning lies beneath the surface. In the rhythm of Buddhist wisdom, 28 is not merely a number, it is a reflection of inner patience, quiet resilience, and sacred timing. Much like the bodhisattva who does not seek recognition but lives for the benefit of all beings, the energy of 28 represents the silent force of consistency, doing good without needing applause. It is the unseen work, the daily nurturing of your purpose, like the diligent gardener who waters the soil day after day, trusting that the roots are taking hold before any green breaks through. This is the kind of strength that cannot be rushed, because it already knows its own power. The 2 in 28 calls us into harmony, symbolizing connection, emotional awareness, and our role within the greater web of life. In Buddhism, this mirrors the principle of interbeing, understanding that nothing exists independently and our growth is intertwined with the people and world around us. The number 8, rich with karmic resonance, hums with the energy of abundance, not just in terms of money or possessions, but in legacy, in purpose, and in the lives we touch through our compassion and our choices. Together, 2 and 8 become more than a lucky number. They become a message. You are not alone, and your journey is not unnoticed. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "We are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness." This number is a gentle nudge, reminding you to open your heart to your Sangha, your spiritual community. No one achieves deep peace or success in isolation. When we align with others who share our values, who reflect our light back to us in love and encouragement, our personal growth becomes a collective blessing. So today, take a moment to reflect. Who are the people in your life whose presence nurtures your soul? Who have you lost touch with that may be part of your path forward? Reconnecting could be the very act that opens the doors to both inner peace and outer success. Because when personal devotion meets aligned connection, the rewards don't just appear, they flourish, they expand, and they uplift not just one life, but many. As we move toward July 4th, a day often seen as symbolic of freedom and new beginnings, let this number guide your intentions. Be quietly strong, be connected, and know that every act of unseen goodness is laying the foundation for something beautiful yet to come. 2. Number 10. Let's talk heart-to-heart for a moment, not about numbers on a page, but about what those numbers mean to your soul, especially as we move closer to July 4th, 2025. You've likely seen the number 10 thousands of times in countdowns, scores, ratings, but have you ever stopped to wonder why this number keeps finding you? In the world of Buddhist teachings, 10 isn't just the end of something, it's the sacred point where endings transform into beginnings. It's the number that gently whispers, "You've made it through," while quietly nudging you to step into the next chapter of your journey. And maybe right now, you're feeling the stirrings of change inside emotionally, spiritually, maybe even financially. That's not random. That's the energy of 10 moving through your life, reminding you that all those lonely moments, the quiet hard work, the perseverance when no one clapped for you, those were never wasted. They were seeds, patiently waiting to bloom. Just like in one of the most loved Buddhist tales, the story of the Bodhisattva, who spent lifetimes walking through suffering not for glory, but for awakening your path too, has not been without meaning. The Bodhisattva didn't chase riches, but found treasure in compassion. And when he finally sat beneath the Bodhi tree, it wasn't a victory, it was a homecoming. Can you feel a similar moment approaching in your own life? Have you noticed how some endings lately don't feel like losses, but like space being made for something better? That's 10 working in the background. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it is real. It's the turning point that says, "You've done the inner work. Now, are you ready to receive?" So I want to ask you, what dream have you been silencing? What part of your life has been asking for permission to begin again? Because 10 doesn't rush you. It offers you clarity. It doesn't demand control. It opens a door. All it wants to know is, will you walk through it? As the Buddha taught, with our thoughts, we make the world. That means the world ahead of you will mirror the way you now choose to think, to feel, to believe. So let the number 10 guide you not just as a lucky number, but as a spiritual companion, showing you that your greatest breakthroughs often come after your quietest battles. Here's your reminder. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be for something extraordinary to begin. Let 10 mark the moment you stop waiting for signs and start becoming one. 3. Number 3. Imagine you're walking through a busy day, emails piling up, traffic blaring, your mind racing, and then, without warning, something changes. A warm breeze brushes your skin, a song plays that seems to know your soul, or a kind smile from a stranger shifts your whole mood. That, dear listener, is not random. It's the quiet, powerful arrival of the number 3 and energy that doesn't wait in the shadows, but steps boldly into your life to remind you of who you truly are. 3 is not just a number. It's a living current of creativity, connection, and clarity. Have you ever had a moment like that, where something small sparked, something big inside you? That's the spirit of 3, vibrant, expressive, and full of light. It encourages you to speak your truth, to create, to begin. Maybe you've been holding on to an idea, a dream, or a conversation you've avoided. 3 nudges you forward, saying, "Now is the time." In Buddhist wisdom, the number 3 holds deep symbolic meaning. It's the union of mind, body, and spirit. When these 3 are in harmony, your path becomes clearer, your choices more powerful. The Buddha taught the Eightfold Path as a guide to a meaningful life, and 3 of those steps, right thought, right speech, and right action, are the very essence of this number. As the great teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, once said, "The way you speak can plant seeds of happiness or suffering in the hearts of others." 3 reminds us to choose our words and actions with heart and wisdom. And as we move into July, a month of opportunity and celebration, this is your moment to realign. Are you showing up as your fullest self? Are you listening to that quiet call within you to create, connect, and express? You don't need to become someone else to be powerful. You only need to return to your true self with more honesty, more courage, and more light. So let the energy of 3 awaken something within you. Let it guide your words, your choices, your next step. And if this message stirred something in you, know that it's not just coincidence. It's a sign that you're ready for more. Let's walk this journey together, one step, one breath, one truth at a time. You're not here by accident. These lucky numbers found you for a reason. If you believe in signs from the universe, comment "Open to abundance," to welcome wealth and blessings into your life. Keep watching, because the final teachings might hold the exact shift you need to turn fortune in your favor. 4. Number 18. Let's turn our attention to the number 18, not a number that shouts or dazzles with loud promises, but one that whispers its wisdom in stillness, echoing the essence of inner transformation. In Buddhist teachings, the most powerful changes don't explode. They unfold gently, like the soft petals of a lotus rising from muddy waters. At first glance, 18 may seem unremarkable, just a number on a list. But if you pause, if you allow the noise of life to settle, 18 begins to reveal itself not as a symbol of gain, but as a quiet messenger of release. Have you ever felt like you're running in place, burdened with invisible weight? That creeping heaviness, old fears, unresolved regrets, lingering stress isn't just in your head, it's stagnant energy stuck in your body and spirit. The number 18 appears like a mirror, gently reflecting all that you've carried for too long. Just as the Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to," this number calls you to loosen your grip. Its energy is not a thunderstorm that tears through your life. It's the gardener's hand, calmly weeding out the overgrowth to make room for what truly wants to bloom. Think of your life as a sacred garden. Your dreams are the seeds, your intentions, the soil. But over the years, unnoticed weeds have grown. Outdated beliefs, unnecessary obligations, self-doubt masquerading as responsibility. The 18 energy arrives in your life not to destroy, but to heal, to clear space with compassion, and invite you into clarity. And as we move through July 4th, 2025, a date not just marked by fireworks, but vibrating with spiritual and energetic potential, this number becomes a doorway. It is a sacred window for releasing what no longer supports your journey, making way for breakthroughs that have been waiting patiently at the edge of your awareness. Maybe it's a new financial direction, a long-silenced passion, or simply a lighter version of yourself that can now step forward. Remember, as Lao Tzu wisely put it, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." The true power of 18 isn't in what it grants you, it's in what it urges you to set down. Because once you do, the universe rushes in to fill that space. Suddenly, synchronicities appear. A phone call you weren't expecting, a chance encounter, a financial opportunity that once seemed out of reach. That's not random, that's alignment. This is the lesson of 18. Stop trying harder and start releasing smarter. Your abundance doesn't lie in grasping more, but in clearing space so that what's meant for you can finally enter. Number 18 teaches us that strength is not in force, but in trust. That real creation begins where clinging ends. As modern life tempts us with constant striving, this number reminds us that receiving requires stillness, openness, and a willingness to let go of what's weighing us down. So as you hear these words, take a breath, feel the moment, and ask yourself, what am I ready to release? Let this be your quiet revolution. 5. Number 30. 7. Let's take a moment to reflect on a number that may seem ordinary at first glance. 37. You've probably seen it before and thought nothing of it, but in the deeper layers of consciousness, 37 is far from just a number. It carries a quiet, transformative energy, like a gentle vibration in your life that becomes clearer only when you slow down and truly tune in. Think about this. Are you living a life that looks full from the outside but feels strangely empty within? Maybe you're showing up, meeting expectations, staying on top of responsibilities, but deep down, something feels like it's missing. That quiet ache you sometimes ignore. That's not failure. It's a spiritual whisper saying, you were meant for more. In Buddhist teachings, 37 isn't a lucky charm meant to make you rich in money alone. It's a reminder to seek a richness of the soul. It symbolizes a subtle discomfort, not suffering, but a sacred inner unease that tells you you've outgrown a part of your life. Can you think of a moment when you felt yourself holding back, dimming your truth, just to keep the peace or avoid change? That's the moment 37 shows up, not to scold, but to stir you. It asks, what truth are you ready to live? What dream are you done postponing? Growth never blossoms in the safety of the familiar. It happens in the tension of change, in the courage to face your own reflection and say, I'm ready to rise. This number is like a checkpoint from the universe. It doesn't just hand you clarity, it asks you to participate in your awakening. So I challenge you now, where in your life are you silently settling? What would it feel like to stop shrinking and instead stretch into the fullness of who you are becoming? The energy of 37 doesn't shout, it gently knocks. And if you're feeling even a flicker of recognition in your chest right now, that's your signal, that's your call. Let it wake you, let it move you. Because spiritual wealth begins when we stop living by default and start choosing with awareness. Lesson of the day. True fortune isn't something you wait for, it's something you build with honesty, courage, and alignment. 6. Number 34. Let me tell you something truly special about the number 34, not just as a number, but as a quiet messenger of change. When 34 appears in your life, whether on a receipt, a clock, or a page in a book, don't brush it off as mere coincidence. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, nothing ever exists entirely alone. Everything is in relation to everything else. In that same spirit, the appearance of 34 is like a whisper from the universe, gently calling you back to your path. Have you ever felt like something deep within you is ready to bloom, but you've been waiting for the perfect moment? That's the energy of 34, calm, grounded, and full of potential. It doesn't shout or demand your attention. It waits, like the stillness just before dawn, inviting you to listen deeply. The number 34 carries the vibration of steady growth, of moving forward without rushing, and of breaking free from the stories you've been telling yourself about not being ready. What excuses have you been holding on to? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's self-doubt, or maybe it's just comfort. As the Buddha said, the trouble is, you think you have time. But what if now is exactly the time to begin? On this journey, we're not striving for perfection, we're cultivating presence. 34 asks you to start, even if you're unsure, even if your voice trembles. It's a sacred invitation to stop clinging to what no longer serves you, and to walk forward with courage, even if the path isn't fully clear yet. Have you noticed how life starts to shift when you align with who you truly are? People respond to your energy, doors begin to open, and what once felt like luck becomes a reflection of your inner clarity. The next time you see 34, take a deep breath, smile, and say thank you, not just to the number, but to yourself, for being willing to grow. Then ask yourself, what's one small, brave thing I can do today to move forward? Because that's the quiet magic of 34. It shows up just when you're ready to rise. Your journey toward prosperity is already unfolding. These numbers, rooted in ancient wisdom, are more than luck, they're keys to deeper alignment. Comment, Buddhist blessings. If you're ready to walk this path with intention, stay with us, because the best insights are still to come, and they might just change your life. 5 things you must let go of to welcome the greatest luck in your life. We often chase luck, hoping it will arrive like a sudden gift. But in the teachings of the Buddha, luck is not something you find, it's something you make space for. And before anything new can enter, we must gently let go of what no longer serves us. So here are 5 things you must release if you wish to welcome not just fortune, but inner peace, alignment, and true abundance. Number 1. Let go of resentment. Letting go of resentment is one of the most profound acts of liberation we can offer ourselves in this lifetime. Resentment, often born from deep wounds, betrayal, or unmet expectations, becomes a silent weight that we carry sometimes for years, even decades. The Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." And this speaks directly to the heart of why we must release the grip of bitterness. Holding on to resentment doesn't affect the one who wronged you. It slowly poisons our peace, our perspective, and our potential. We replay the pain like an old movie, over and over again, forgetting that by doing so we tie ourselves to the very thing we wish to escape. In the teachings of Buddhist mindfulness, forgiveness is not about saying what happened was okay. It's about recognizing that clinging to hurt only deepens our suffering. Just as stagnant water breeds disease, a heart filled with resentment cannot be a home for blessings. When we release that energy through reflection, compassion, and honest inner work, we create space. Space for serenity, for spontaneous joy, for unexpected kindness to flow back into our lives. Many carry silent anger toward their parents, their ex-partners, old friends, or even toward themselves, blaming past decisions or perceived failures. But ask yourself gently, is this burden still serving you, or has it become a chain around your spirit? Thich Nhat Hanh wisely said, "When another person makes you suffer, it is because he suffers deeply within himself, and his suffering is spilling over." With this understanding, forgiveness becomes a gift not only to others, but to your own soul. In modern life, where stress and emotional fatigue already weigh heavily, why carry more than you need? Think of your heart as a garden. How can flowers of luck, love, and joy grow where the soil is hardened with resentment? Start small, take a deep breath, acknowledge the hurt, and choose again and again, day by day, not to carry it forward. It's not about forgetting, but about freeing yourself. By releasing resentment, you reclaim your light. You open a door, quietly but surely, for the greatest luck of your life to enter not through force, but through peace. And in that peaceful space, miracles often find their way to us when we least expect them. So today, consider this gentle reflection. Who lives rent-free in your heart through the weight of unspoken anger? And what would it feel like not to excuse them, but to finally, lovingly let go? In doing so, you may find that the real person you are setting free is yourself. Number 2, let go of fear of failure. Too often, we hold ourselves back, not because we don't have the ability, but because we fear what might happen if we try and don't succeed. You might think, "I'll start when I feel ready." But the truth is, you may wait forever. Readiness is a moving target-tone that keeps shifting the more you chase it. What really matters isn't waiting for the perfect moment, but stepping forward with courage in motion. That's the kind of courage that moves even when your heart is trembling. The Buddha himself met fear directly under the Bodhi tree. He wasn't fearless, simply didn't run away. When Mara, the demon of fear and illusion, came to tempt him with doubt, desire, and dread, the Buddha didn't fight or flee. He quietly said, "I see you, Mara," and kept meditating. In recognizing fear and not letting it control him, he found the strength to awaken. This story is a powerful reminder that courage isn't about eliminating fear, it's about seeing it clearly and still choosing to go forward. Many people miss life's greatest opportunities because they fear failing in front of others, or worse, failing themselves. But here's something you must remember. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of it. Just like a child falls before learning to walk, we too must stumble before we stride. Ask yourself gently, what dream am I postponing out of fear? What calling keeps knocking at my heart, waiting for me to stop doubting myself? When you fear failure, you not only hold back your potential, you also block the blessings that are already trying to reach you. Life doesn't punish the imperfect. It often rewards the brave. Let me share with you the story of a young monk who was terrified of public speaking. Every time he was asked to teach, he would freeze. One day, his teacher assigned him to give a talk in front of the whole monastery. Panicked, the young monk begged to be excused, saying he wasn't ready. The teacher simply said, "Speak with your fear, not against it." So the monk stood up the next day, voice shaking, and said, "I am afraid to speak, but I will speak anyway." Something unexpected happened. His honesty opened hearts. That talk touched more people than any polished sermon could. Later, the monk realized that his fear didn't make him weak, it made him human. By facing it, he became a true teacher. This is the kind of shift that can happen when we stop treating fear like a wall and start treating it like a doorway. So, what's stopping you from stepping through your own doorway? Can you let yourself try, even if the outcome is uncertain? If you fall, could that fall lead you somewhere your comfort zone never would? Think deeply. How many blessings have you already missed because you chose safety over growth? Remember, fear is not your enemy, it's just a visitor. Let it come, let it go, but don't let it drive your life. Instead, let courage become your constant companion. The greatest luck in life often comes disguised as discomfort. When you let go of the fear of failure, you open the gate to growth, new experiences, and unexpected joys. So today, take one small step even, a trembling one toward that dream you've been hiding in your heart. And as you walk forward, know this: you do not have to be fearless, only willing. That is the beginning of transformation. Number 3, let go of the need to control everything. Imagine for a moment that you're holding on tightly to a rope. The more you grip, the more your hands begin to hurt, but you're afraid that letting go might mean losing control, falling, or failing. This is what the need to control everything feels like in our everyday lives, an invisible tension that keeps us exhausted, anxious, and disconnected from the natural flow of life. You might be trying to control your career, your relationships, your future, or even your emotions. But have you ever asked yourself, what if trying to control everything is exactly what's blocking the peace, the clarity, and even the good luck you're hoping to attract? In Buddhist wisdom, there's a deep understanding that trying to force life into your shape is like shouting at the wind. Instead, the Buddha taught that non-attachment is the path to liberation, not because we stop caring, but because we begin to trust. Trust that things unfold in their own way, in their own time. As the Dhammapada reminds us, let go of the past, let go of the future, let go of the present, and cross over to the farther shore of existence. This doesn't mean you stop trying or stop planning. It simply means you stop clinging so tightly. You begin to dance with life instead of wrestling with it. Think about a river for a moment. It doesn't fight the stones in its path. It flows around them. It doesn't try to change the mountain. It carves through it slowly, with patience and grace. Now, ask yourself gently, can you be more like the river? What part of your life are you trying to control that is only causing you stress and suffering? Maybe it's your partner's choices, or your child's future, or your career not going exactly as planned. But the truth is, life doesn't always follow our schedule, and that's not a failure, it's part of a deeper design. Sometimes, the detour you're resisting is actually leading you to something greater. Sometimes, what feels like a delay is a divine redirection. In the Zen tradition, there's a beautiful saying, "Let go or be dragged." It's a reminder that when we stop forcing, we allow grace to enter. And it's often in the letting go that the greatest blessings appear unexpected, unforced, and deeply aligned with who we really are. So take a breath with me right now. Feel where you're holding tension. Is it in your chest, your jaw, your mind? That's the body's way of telling you that something is being held too tightly. What would it feel like to loosen your grip just a little? What small area of life can you release from your need to control today? Not because you're giving up, but because you're choosing to trust something deeper. Call it life, call it the universe, call it your inner wisdom. When we stop clinging to our plans and our expectations, we make space for something new to enter. This is where real luck is born, not from struggle, but from surrender. And surrender is not weakness. It's the courage to accept what is and to welcome what may come. As you reflect on this, I want to invite you into a moment of honest curiosity. What are you gripping too tightly right now? And what's the smallest step you can take today to practice letting go? Share your thoughts with me, because your journey matters, and you're not walking it alone. If you've made it this far, you're already opening the door to greater luck and inner freedom. Comment below with "letting go for luck" to affirm your readiness to release what no longer serves you. Don't leave just yet. The most powerful shift might be waiting in the next few minutes. Stay until the end to unlock the full blessing that life has in store for you. Number 4. Let go of the belief that you're not worthy. One of the most silent and stubborn obstacles to receiving great fortune in life is the quiet, persistent belief that you are not worthy of it. This belief doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers in your thoughts when you dismiss compliments, downplay your accomplishments, or silently assume that joy, love, or success is something meant for others, but not for you. And yet, the very fact that you are alive, breathing, feeling, growing, is a sacred reminder that you are part of this vast universe, not by chance, but by purpose. Buddhism teaches us that every being, regardless of their past, carries Buddha nature, the innate potential for awakening, wisdom, and boundless compassion. This means you are already complete at your core, even if life has made you feel broken. As Zen Master Dogen said, "If you cannot find the truth right where you are, where else do you expect to find it?" This truth includes the recognition that your presence in this world matters. In modern life, we often tie our sense of worth to external success, social validation, or how much we can produce. But true worthiness doesn't need to be earned, is something we must remember. Letting go of the belief that you're unworthy doesn't mean becoming arrogant or entitled. It means removing the walls that prevent love and abundance from reaching you. It's saying, "Yes, I am open to receiving," not from a place of ego, but from a place of honoring life's gifts. When we reject praise or feel unworthy of blessings, we're not being humble, we're closing the door on possibility. As the Buddha reminded us, you, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. So take a quiet moment to reflect. What compliments do you deflect? Which dreams do you tell yourself are out of reach? And most importantly, what would your life feel like if you finally allowed yourself to receive? When we embrace our worthiness with gentle confidence, life begins to reflect that belief back to us, not always in material wealth, but in peace, connection, and unexpected support. In a world that constantly tells you to do more, be more, and prove your value, your most radical act might be to simply know that you are already enough. Release the limiting stories, gently but firmly. Trust in your own goodness, your inner light. This shift in belief doesn't just change how you see yourself, it changes the energy you carry into every space, every relationship, and every opportunity. Luck isn't always something that strikes randomly. Often, it's what flows naturally toward those who believe they can receive it. Let your life be open hands instead of clenched fists, and see what begins to arrive. Number 5. Let go of living in the past. Let me ask you something. How can new blessings enter your life if your heart and mind are still holding tightly to what's already gone? Whether it's regret over things you wish you'd done differently, nostalgia for moments that felt perfect, or even pride in past achievements, all of these can quietly become prisons if you're not careful. The truth is, you can't walk forward while constantly looking over your shoulder. You can't reach for the present if your hands are full of yesterday. One of the most powerful teachings of the Buddha reminds us that the present moment is all we truly have. This isn't just a nice quote to hang on a wall, it's a deep, living truth. The present is where all possibilities live. The present is where transformation happens. The present is the only space where life can actually touch you. Have you ever caught yourself mentally replaying a conversation, a mistake, or even a sweet memory again and again? It might feel comforting or even useful, but ask yourself, is it bringing peace or keeping you stuck? Dwelling in the past often disguises itself as reflection, but the difference is that reflection leads to insight, while obsession leads to suffering. Reflection is meant to teach you and free you. The moment you've learned the lesson, you're meant to release the rest. Otherwise, you're just reliving a movie that no longer serves you. Sometimes the past sneaks in through guilt. I should have done better. Other times it enters through longing. Those were the best days of my life. And still, other times, it whispers through pride. Back then, I was someone. But here's the question, who are you right now? This version of you, today, deserves your full attention. Because the luck you're waiting for, the joy, the peace, the opportunity, it's not behind you. It's here, in front of you, trying to enter your life. But it can't if the doorway is blocked by old emotions and worn-out stories. So how do you begin to let go? It starts with awareness. Notice what memory you keep revisiting. Then ask, what is this trying to teach me? Once you've found the lesson, offer the rest to the wind. Let it float away like a clouds, softly, naturally, without force. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or denying. It means choosing not to be ruled by what is no longer real. It means you honor your past by using it as a stepping stone, not a resting place. Think of your life like a garden. If you don't clear out the old roots and dead leaves, the new seeds won't have space to grow. If you're clinging to last season's harvest, how can you receive this season's blessings? There's nothing wrong with remembering, but remember from a place of clarity, not attachment. Your greatest luck, your most profound joy, they are not memories. They are moments waiting to be lived. So today, I invite you to pause and truly reflect. What memory, what story, what emotion are you still holding on to? And more importantly, are you ready to release it to create space for the life you're meant to live now? Lesson to carry forward. Luck flows toward presence. When you free yourself from the weight of the past, you become light enough to catch the winds of opportunity. Don't wait for peace to find you. Create it by choosing to be fully here, now. As we've explored today, luck is not just about chance, it's about alignment, awareness, and the willingness to let go of what no longer serves us. Whether it's resentment, fear, control, unworthiness, or the past, releasing these burdens creates space for true fortune to flow in both materially and spiritually. And as July 4th, 2025 approaches, remember, these 6 sacred numbers are more than digits. They are invitations, reminders to live with intention, to trust your journey, and to believe that you are ready to receive the abundance life is offering. If this message touched something within you, I invite you to carry it forward. Like this video, share it with someone who might need a little guidance, and make sure to subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next teaching. We have more insights, stories, and spiritual tools coming your way. Thank you for walking this path with me today. Until next time, stay present, stay open, and walk gently with wisdom in your heart.